Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Alabama could become the state with the most strict abortion law in the country. I'm Mark Liverman with details on a bill that the state legislature passed last night that would ban almost all abortions.
It's official and it's prehistoric. We now know the name of the mascot for Bozeman Gallatin High School. What's next for the Raptors?
That's such a cool shot.
It is.
Museum of the Rockies. Thank you for that. 6:30 here on your Wednesday morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Missy O'Malley with Chet Lehman. Matt Elwell has our forecast here in just a moment. Our top story for you. Alabama is one step closer to having the most strict abortion law in the country.
Last night, a bill passed the state legislature that would ban almost all abortions. CBS's Mark Liverman has the details on what's next.
25 ayes, 6 nays, 1 abstention. House Bill 314 passes.
Alabama's Senate passed a near total ban on abortion last night.
I have prayed my way through this issue and this bill.
The Republican-supported measure bans all abortion-related acts except to preserve the health of the mother. A doctor performing one would face up to 99 years in prison. Senators rejected an attempt to add an exception for rape and incest.
11 ayes, 21 nays. The Senator Single Amendment fails.
The bill now heads to the state's Republican Governor Kay Ivey, who has not said if she'll sign it into law.
I expect her to sign it.
Republican Terry Collins sponsored the bill in the state house. She hopes it forces the U.S. Supreme Court to revisit abortion rights.
Was to address the issue that Roe versus Wade was decided on, which is that baby in the womb a person.
Alabama's bill is stricter than 6 other states that recently passed abortion bans.
You just aborted the state of Alabama. You just raped Alabama with this bill.
Senate Minority Leader Bobby Singleton says doctors who perform abortions could serve more time in prison than a woman's rapist.
And if doctors start walking out of the state and we started getting bad medical care and health care, we can't recruit any more industry because you don't have great health care and doctors to come, don't blame nobody but yourselves.
Supporters believe exemptions would weaken a Supreme Court challenge, but they could be added if Roe v. Wade is overturned. Mark Liverman, CBS News. Now, Mark tells us none of the abortion bans recently passed are currently in effect. They're all facing extensive court challenges. Yesterday, the ACLU immediately announced it would sue to stop this one as well. If the governor signs the bill, it would take 6 months before it would go into effect.
We've been talking a little bit about a wet week ahead.
Yeah, we saw some signs of it yesterday.
Yeah.
A couple of hit and miss light showers. Man, the wind really picked up at times yesterday afternoon.
I got rained on a little bit yesterday morning on a shoot I was doing over in the Madison Valley. It just instantly started raining. There was no wind. There was no notice. It just
started.
Little drizzle.
Yeah, it was
nice.
springtime.
It was spring, yeah.
Leaves,
Yeah.
but I didn't get any rain. But today may be a little different story, and certainly as you move later in the week, our rain chances are picking up. Right now into the 50s. It is a fabulous morning to start out. Maybe a couple of isolated raindrops early on. We've had some rain reported at Bozeman Yellowstone International. It looks like you may still have some rain falling from a few of those clouds out there as you're looking outside. Temperatures expected to be into the 70s with scattered showers. Once again, we'll talk about how much rain we could see by the weekend. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you for that, Matt. Now 6:33. After months of rumors floating around, Governor Steve Bullock made it official. He is running for president.
MTN's Mike Dennison reports Bullock getting ready to hit the campaign trail.
Governor Bullock kicked things off at 4 a.m. Tuesday with a 2-minute, 44-second campaign video going heavy on his campaign theme of getting big money out of politics and how it has skewed the system against the average person.
I believe in an America where every child has a fair shot to do better than their parents. But we all know that that kind of opportunity no longer exists for most people. For far too many, it never has. That's why we need to defeat Donald Trump in 2020 and defeat the corrupt system that lets campaign money drown out the people's voice.
He followed that up with an interview Tuesday morning with Montana reporters at his campaign headquarters in Helena, where he talked more about what brought him into the race. As he put it, the country has become more and more divided, and he has a record of bridging the political divide to do good things for the people, like expanding Medicaid coverage in Montana and cracking down on dark money in politics. Then it was on to the big event of the day, meeting with students at his alma mater, Helena High, including his daughter, Caroline, and a scrum of national media.
This morning, we released a video announcing that I was running for President of the United States in 2020. It's a pretty audacious goal for a B student who sat in these same seats that you actually are sitting in right now.
The rest of this week, it's off to Iowa for Bullock, who campaigns Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in the state that holds the first presidential nominating caucus next February. Tuesday, however, was the easy part for Bullock. Now comes the hard part, trying to distinguish himself in a huge and experienced field of national-level political talent. He'll talk about winning in a Trump state and rural America, and his bona fides on fighting and spotlighting corporate money in politics. But will it be enough for a late entry into this crowded, star-studded race? For Steve Bullock, it's been quite the winding trail, from this high school to governor of Montana. Now he'll try to make the jump to a much higher level and extend that political journey. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
And just as a reminder, Governor Bullock is now the 23rd Democrat to enter the presidential race.
And Montana Republicans unloaded on Bullock's announcement on Facebook, saying he's running for president at the expense of Montana taxpayers. Now, those with the Montana Republican Party said, quote, Montanans are footing his campaign bill so he can jet set off and raise millions of dollars from lobbyists and special interests and liberal activists. Just because Governor Bullock's ego thinks he can become president of the United States doesn't mean that hardworking Montanans should be left picking up the nearly $300,000 tab to pay for his pipe dream.
6:36 now in other news this morning. A Belgrade man arrested and charged for his 5th DUI after police say he crashed his motorcycle late Monday night. According to court documents, officers found David Brennan around 10 o'clock at the intersection of Missoula Avenue and Broadway Street, trying to lift his motorcycle off to the ground after an apparent crash. Officers say he was slurring his words and had a blood alcohol content of .278. Court documents show that Brennan was convicted 4 other times over the last 2 decades. Brennan's bail set at $5,000.
And the man arrested in connection with a stolen vehicle arrest at Bozeman High on Monday has now been named. The suspect is Diamond Brock.
Police officers were seen with their guns drawn during the incident. The whole thing happened quickly at about 1:20 in the afternoon in the senior lot along West Main Street. There were a few students in the parking lot at the time it all went down. District says because it happened so fast and because there was not an immediate security threat, the high school was not locked down. No secure in place was ordered. Classes remained in session. Brock charged with stealing a car for past misdemeanors, including criminal mischief. His bail collectively set at $20,000.
And the Bozeman School Board made it official on Monday night. The new mascot for Gallatin High School will be the Raptors. And we're not talking about the flying kind.
That's right. MTN's Cody Boyer explains the vote and what's next for the Raptors.
It's very exciting that the mascot of Gallatin High is going to be the Raptor.
Armed with intelligence, teeth, and that famous terrible claw, that namesake now can be associated with Gallatin High School. The end of a process School Board Chair Andy Willett says was not short.
I think the process was lengthy, but we have a mascot, we have colors, and we're ready to move on.
And not a moment too soon. Willett says as of last week, the school's construction met its halfway point.
We're 50% complete, and we'll be done by June 1 of next year is the goal, so we have time to move in.
With the official school colors being black and royal blue, Willett says that part is behind them. Meanwhile, paleontologists like Dr. John Scanella at the Museum of the Rockies say this makes sense.
Scientifically, some major discoveries involving raptors have been made here in Montana, which have really shaped the way that we view dinosaurs as a whole.
Now, Dr. Scanella here at the Museum of the Rockies says the raptor makes a perfect example of a mascot, down to its ferocity as a predator and its intelligence. So he says moving forward, even here for scientists, it's exciting news.
Thought to be very active dinosaurs, predatory animals, intelligent.
As for the future logo,
I think we'll have a couple groups take a professional crack at it as well.
But Willett says there is no rush. It will take the full year to finish construction and make the complete move into the new building. And while his was the lone no vote, Willett says he is starting to see things differently.
I like the Raptors just fine. It's already grown on me in the last week or so. Just personally, I like the Mountaineers a little bit better. Yeah, I think the Raptors will be a great mascot. Go Raptors.
In Bozeman, Cody Boyer, MTN News.
Now the school board says now that it has the colors decided, it will make modeling the inside of that building easier to complete.
I think the colors are going to be sharp. Royal blue,
And black.
And black. I think
Yep.
it'll be great.
And the Raptors.
Go Raptors.
There we go.
That's right. And flags will fly at half-staff today for peace officers on Memorial Day and National Police Week. In his proclamation, Governor Steve Bullock said, quote, "We honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty to protect our loved ones and the citizens of Montana," unquote.
Montana police officers' Memorial Day events take place throughout the day today at the state capitol in Helena. It's the third time the capitol has hosted the ceremony. There will be a memorial procession down Last Chance Gulch to the Walking Mall at 11 o'clock this morning. It will then head east on Broadway toward the capitol. The memorial ceremony will begin at noon on the north lawn of the capitol.
6:40 here on your Wednesday. It is time for a quick break. Let's take a look ahead on Montana this morning, as well as a look at your headlines coming up at 7.